Matt Munguia, Spur City here. I'm going to do a short video. A lot of people ask me, what do I have? What do I take with me? What forms am I using when I'm in front of a client? How are you making these sales? Okay, so I'm going to just dip into my bag here. And this is the bag I take with me to do all of my presentations. This is all my forms that I have in my arsenal when I'm out in the field. Okay, so I'll start off with delivery notices. Okay, so gotta have these. Use these. I use this one in a bigger version as well. But you're outdoor knocking, or somebody no-shows you, you can slap these on the door. You know, very effective. And more importantly, what you put on them. I don't put my name. I put their name exactly as they put it on the lead card. Okay, so I write their name the way they put it on the lead card. I write my phone number only. Okay, I put the date and the time, and that's it. I put an arrow pointing to the number that I put on there to call me. But I don't put my name. I don't want to give any clues of who I am. I just want them to call me. I've seen a lot of people say, well, I put those stickers and they don't work. Okay, well, what are you putting on there? Well, I put my first name, my last name, I put this, I put that. They're putting too much. They're putting too much stuff, and the person, in my opinion, is saying, well, I don't know who this person is. I'm not even going to bother with it. It's probably this, that, the other. It's probably solicitor. You know, so in my opinion, you lost them. You're putting too much information on there. Okay, kind of like when you're setting an appointment. You don't want to go into too much detail. You just want to set the appointment. Same is true with these stickers. So a lot of it is what you're saying, how you're using them. Okay, so another thing, of course, my business cards. Always have to have business cards on hand. Got a bunch of those. I give these to my clients. So the ones that actually sign up and buy a policy from me, these are magnets. Okay, I try and put them on the refrigerator myself. So I always have those on hand. I always have brochures from different companies. Right now I'm doing a bunch of Foresters. Okay, so Foresters is one that I'm using quite often. Okay, I'm circling right here. They're they're A-rated, been around over 135 years. You know, so I'm circling all the important things. 135 years, you know, about Foresters, and I leave this with them, and I'll write down what they have, what they bought from me. So 10K plus 10,000 of accidental for a total of 20K for $47 a month. Whole life coverage, day one, immediate coverage, and I'll leave this behind. I'll let them know, look, in about 3 weeks your policy will come in the mail. In the meantime, this is yours. This is the company you have, and I usually write the Forester's phone number on there just in case. But I want them to always go through me if possible for anything and all questions. So now let's get into the forms I'm using on a daily basis. Of course, I keep all my applications in this bag that I use from all the different carriers, and I have some in my trunk as backups. Okay, so I'm always stocked. There's nothing worse than having to leave a home and because you weren't prepared, you don't have an application on you, or you know, you need to run down to the store. Now they might have second thoughts, or it's just not a good situation. You will lose money over time by not being prepared. So I have a bunch of applications in here. Let's go over the forms that I actually have. This is the main form that I have. Okay, this is the Americo brochure that I've laminated. Okay, I've laminated this one. I believe this one is the most important brochure. It's a nice, clean brochure that talks about all the benefits. I use this in every single presentation. Highlight, you know, that it's permanent whole life protection. I'm also highlighting that it's you know, guaranteed permanent protection. Coverage never goes up, never increases. The coverage never decreases. First day coverage, builds cash value. So it points to all the highlights of what a whole life policy is, okay, and all the benefits. And I'll go into actual presentation pretty soon I'll do a presentation so you can see exactly where I use that during the presentation and all that. But now, again, I'm just doing forms of what do I have in my arsenal. So let me take you over here. This is my actual thing that I carry in the field with me, okay? My binder. This is my state license from Texas. I have all my other licenses from all the other states behind here, okay? So they're all in there. I let them know I've been doing it for over a decade. January 2nd, 2006, when I got my start. I like for them to kind of see this family photo, see that I'm a family guy, and you know, when I'm out in the field, I think sometimes that might help close some deals. This is my pre-need funeral. Me and my uncle did a presentation to a senior group, okay, a group presentation to about 20 seniors. And a lady there said, well, I have a pre-need plan, so I'm good to go. And we tried to explain to her that there's always costs. There's some things you cannot prepay for. And she swore up and down that the agent that she bought the pre-need plan for said that it would be fully paid for. So what we did is we actually put her in the car and took her down to her place that she had purchased her pre-need plan. And we got the funeral director in the room, and she pulled up the plan that she had bought from them, and sure enough, the lady pretty much printed this out. You know, the things that weren't covered: priest donations, the obituaries, the death certificates, her police escorts weren't paid for, her grave digging wasn't paid for, and the record feeds. And so, you know, it kind of shocked the lady. And so I use this as a real life example of some of those clients out there that might say, well, I got a pre-need plan from an ex funeral home down the street, and I don't need anything, okay? Another thing for those same exact clients that I use is this over here. This is actually from a client of mine, and this is what they get in the mail after he finished paying for his pre-need plan. It says, congratulations, now that you completed the purchase of your funeral, you want to consider obtaining an easily affordable whole life plan to take care of those items such as police escorts, clergy, cemetery that may not have been covered by your funeral contract. So again, for those people that come up with that, well, I already have a pre-need plan. All right, great, you're ahead of the game. My suggestion is all you need is a small little plan to take care of the items, you know, that your current plan doesn't take care of. So I show them this powerful stuff, and you know, if you want a copy, I can give you a copy of this type of stuff so that you can show your clients. You know, give them third-party stories. This is estimated cremation cost per state. You know, so this will tell you the average. The middle column is the average cremation per state. You know, in Texas, the average is $32.50 for cremation. This is the same thing, but for a funeral. Okay, so the average is the middle. Average for Texas, $8,000 funeral. This is the form I use to sometimes explain the difference between whole life and term. And a lot of the clients out there in our demographic have term plans from AARP or Globe Life that, you know, go up every 5 years. So I explain that to them if need be, and let them know term is short for terminate. It's like you're renting, and so on and so forth. So I can give anybody and everybody this form that I actually use out in the field. This I use every single time as well. Okay, this is a life expectancy chart. So when somebody says I need, you know, or I advise them for a 60-year-old male, you know, your life expectancy, Mr. Jones, is another 20.42 years. So they're expecting you to live to 80.42 years old. You know, it looks like funeral costs at the time should be about $24,000 or so. I said, wow, you know, a lot of times I get a wow, you know, that seems kind of high. And I explained to them, well, the average funeral right now is $8,000, and approximately every 10 years, prices double, right? So when you're 60, yeah, it's $8,000. When you're 70, you know, expected to be $16,000, and when you're 80, which is your life expectancy, expected to be $24,000. So you see how it's doubled from the original value 3 different times to take them to 24,000, and it makes a lot of sense to them. Okay, I can see how that works. And then at that point, I give them 3 options. I might give them 10, 15, and 24,000, and then they'll pick a number based on that. Mr. Jones, you can pick, you know, which of these makes the most sense for you in your budget right now. And or Mr. Jones, I can pick any number in between. If you want 20,000, we can do that too. So I let them give me at that point a number to choose from. All right. I use this. This is the AARP. This is actually a client gave this to me, and he crossed out his name. This is what he got in the mail: AARP level benefit term life. And I explained to clients, a lot of what they get in the mail is term and protection guaranteed to age 80. And then I bring out mine again, and I let them know, remember, mine is guaranteed for life. Okay? So a lot of the stuff you said, and I already told you, Mr. Jones, your life expectancy is over age 80. So if you had a plan like this, you'd be in trouble. And that's not even the worst of it, Mr. Jones. Benefits, look at this, premiums every 5 years will increase. With us, Mr. Jones, your rates will never increase. So I'm constantly using all these different forms on a weekly basis. Now, another thing, I live in San Antonio, right? So I'm using, the VA. I have a lot of VA clients, So what does the VA pay? How much does the VA pay? Because a lot of VA members, they don't know how much they're going to get. Okay, so I let them know with certainty what they're going to expect, and it's usually less than what they thought. And so now I'm adding small policies because of this. So if you live in the Virginias and the Texases and where a lot of veterans live, this is a must-have. Of course, this is a bad copy, but some people are on the fence. Well, I don't know if I need anything. They can do without it. I show them about this lady that didn't have any coverage on herself, and her kids are having car washes trying to raise $6,000 for the funeral. So and of course cheat sheets galore. I have cheat sheets everywhere. Sometimes you're in the country. I have all my cheat sheets. Of course, most everything's loaded in my phone. All these things I'm showing you are already in my phone. However, sometimes I don't get good connection if I'm working out in the country or something. So got to have cheat sheets as a backup plan. Most everything, of course, I have in my phone. But more cheat sheets and more cheat sheets. So for the most part, that's pretty much all I have. Those are the main forms that I use on a daily basis, in order to make my presentations and make my sales. And, again, we'll go into depth on, in detail of when we do an actual presentation here on the next video.